KIRAKIRA Precure is finally with us! The 14th Precure season, who would have guessed, right? I was so excited for this season and we're finally with the first episode and it was totally different than what I was expecting. If you watched this episode and you are a Precure follower, you know that we're in for a very, very different ride from what we're accustomed to, right? With Precure. We are very spoiled because we have so many great seasons one after another, and then we're with something very, very peculiar this time around. So KIRAKIRA Precure tells the story of Usami Ichika, and I loved her. She is very adorable, and what I love about this first episode is how much reaction they put into the characters and how much soul they put into the characters by giving them reactions. They react a lot. When they're drawing Ichika, she has so many different expressions, especially when she is shocked. And I don't know, I feel like it gives lots of life to a character, and it's a very good thing. So I think that Ichika is she's going to be an amazing leader, an amazing protagonist, an amazing main character. Well, at least I hope so. So this first episode, we had a little bit on Ichika. We got to learn a little bit more of her personality. She is she's a very quirky, very happy girl. And in this first episode, she met Pecorin, who is going to be our mascot, our little fairy this season. And Pecorin was very, very cute. When Pecorin came out, when Pecorin's design came out, I didn't like it. But after this first episode, I think Pecorin is adorable. She is really cute, and I loved her interactions with Ichika. We obviously have the traditional head banging scene, and they had many nice moments together. And, well, you know, baking is going to be the theme. We knew that, especially patisserie, right? When it comes to sweets. So we're gonna have lots of sweets this time around. But right at the start of the episode, right in the first 10 minutes of this episode, we had something very new for Precure. When Ichika was trying to bake her shortcake, we had a little live action segment on this episode, and I was like, what's going on here? Because, I don't know, I've seen some anime that, you know, join live action with anime, and I don't know, I was very confused. I never expected Precure to do it, and I don't really understand why they're doing this, but whatever. I think that they're trying to attract children and maybe their mothers, and I don't know. I don't understand. So far, I don't understand. And there was a funny thing. When I was talking about my expectations for KIRAKIRA Precure in the previous video that I did on KIRAKIRA Precure, I talked about insert songs. Because we're going to have a character who is a vocalist of a rock band. So I thought, well, we're probably going to have lots of nice songs because she's going to sing. So we're going to see her sing, and we're going to see lots of insert songs in the season. Probably. That's what I was hoping for. Because Precure doesn't really have many insert songs. But when it has, they are amazing. I can't say that about this episode insert song. I mean, that song was horrible. And I think that it's because we're probably going to have a song each episode, each time they're cooking. Because the song, the insert song was there when the live action segment was happening. So probably we're gonna have an episode, we're gonna have a song for each episode or every time they cook, which is probably gonna happen every episode, I think. So yeah, if we're gonna have different songs, which might be a possibility, the songs might not be very good because they're gonna have to do so many songs and so many different lyrics. I don't know. I didn't like this song. But apart from that, the animation is very, very beautiful, and in the cooking scenes and, you know, in scenes in general, the animation was adorable. So even with the cooking scenes, there was a little Ichika right on the side, so it was very cute, and I don't know, at least it's going to generate lots of cute drawings for us, I hope. And there was even a little music video with Ichika, and I was like, is this kidnapping revolution? What's going on? But the little music video was cute until the live action started. But okay, let's go forward. Let's talk about the Precure part. First, we had a terrible villain. The villain in this episode was collecting KIRAKIRA, which comes from sweets, and I do believe that KIRAKIRA exists because sweets are delicious and sweets have special powers in them. I'm pretty sure of that. And this little devil, he looks like a Digimon. He actually looks like a Appmon, right? This latest Digimon season, they're called Appmons, and they're different. And he looks like an Appmon with no technology. And he was collecting those little sparkles from sweets. So people were getting desperate. I would get desperate without sweets, and he was trying to collect it from the shortcake Ichika was doing. Obviously, Pekurin protected the shortcake. And well, with that, we got into a very emotional scene, and we had this little moment in which Ichika accepted her feelings, and Ichika was able to turn to a Precure, not before decorating a shortcake herself. She had to decorate a shortcake so that she was able to turn into a Precure. We knew that was going to happen because it was in the official synopsis that came out. I think it was last year. We knew that for a long time, but I didn't really think that it was going to happen like it happened in this episode. I thought that it was going to be like, oh, okay, she's going to do that at home, and then later on, when she gets into a situation, she's going to remember that she was able to bake a shortcake, and then her feelings would overflow and she was going to turn into a Precure. That was what I was thinking. But it didn't happen like this. Okay, so the monster had to stop, and she had to bake this shortcake. She had to decorate the shortcake, and then after the decoration, her feelings in the shortcake turned into her transformation device. That was nice, actually. And she was able to transform into Cure Whip. Her transformation was very cute. Oh my god, the animation was so nice. I love when she bites her tongue like that. It's kind of a signature move for Ichika already, and I think that it's so cute. And I don't know, I feel like the transformation was super. It was really good. And I love when she's completing her boots and her boots appear and she does a little step, because the boots in this season are the cutest thing ever with the paws. I love it. And yes, the transformation was amazing. And then when we got to the fighting scene, there was the traditional jump scene, which was very nice in this episode as well. And then we got into the fight itself. It's nice because we're talking about a season in which they are inspired by sweets, but not only by sweets, by animals. And they don't simply turn into animals for a visual thing. No, they actually receive some kind of special power for that animal. Well, I think that it's going to happen like this, right? Because Ichika was able to use the bunny instincts, the bunny hearings, so that it could happen to her in the fights. But the fight was a very big letdown. First, because in Precure, it's a traditional thing that we're gonna have fist fights. Punches, kicks, grapplings. Nothing like this happened in this episode. She just escaped. And then to fight back, she used whipped cream. Again, it's nothing new, because we knew that the information also came out before. They told I don't know if it's on the official website or on some magazine, that the scenes in this season would be different. They were going to use sweets to fight back. And I don't know, I feel like that was one of the greatest things about Precure, and unfortunately, it's not going to be like that. And at least for this episode, Ichika didn't really even have a proper finisher. But I think that it's going to come later on. It's probably going to be something like Fresh. Because in Fresh, in the first episodes, they didn't have their weapons yet. And I think that it's going to happen like this in this season because they don't have their weapons yet. The weapons appear in the opening, but they don't have them. At least Ichika doesn't have her weapon right now. So I think that it's going to happen, but in the future they're probably going to have finishers. For now they don't. They just spin around and throw some whipped cream into the monster. And the monster was another bad point for me because there is no proper villain in this season that controls the monsters. And Precure was doing so well with its villains lately. Not lately, since like season 2. The villains in Precure are usually great. I love them and they have so much charisma. They make the episodes way nicer. And in this episode there was no villain, there was no general that we're used to seeing Precure. I am sad because of it. I am sad. But let's talk about the good points. I talked about the animation that I loved. I love the colors. I love the whole design. The town design, the characters design, everything about the design is amazing. And there was a very nice thing that is not about the animation itself, but it's about the writing. That is, the way they developed Ichika. Right at the first episode, we had a very nice development. We had drama, we had suffering, we had doubt, self-doubt, and especially talking about longing. You know, when you miss someone, there's a word in Portuguese for that, which is saudade, and it's that feeling when you're missing someone. There's not a proper word for this in English, right? And when you're missing someone, I mean, there are so many things that can happen to you and emotionally when you miss someone. And I thought that they dealt with it very nicely with Ichika and the way that she was dealing with her mother's, with the feeling that she was having because her mother was away for a long time and she didn't see her mother for a while. And I think that the writing in the season can be good. And the characters in this season have so much potential. We saw a lot of the characters, even if it was just for a little bit. I think that we could see a little bit of their personalities just by seeing them in little scenes in the openings, in little scenes in the ending. You know, we saw a little bit of the other cures, but we can already feel how they're gonna be and how their personality is. And well, the opening and the ending, both of them were amazing. When it comes to the visuals, flawless. The opening is, in my opinion, one of the greatest Precure openings when it comes to the visuals, because it shows a lot. It shows a lot of the characters. It shows them as humans, as bakers, as cures, and it shows a lot of things. You know, it doesn't show much about the villains. It shows one villain, and that villain looks very good. I love the visuals of that villain, but we haven't seen that villain yet. And, you know, the visuals of the opening were stunning. The song didn't really captivate me, but the opening songs in Precure are usually good, but the greatest things about Precure songs are the endings. And obviously this ending, wow, I love the dance so much. I mean, Precure dances are never bad, but it's been a while since a dance struck me as so good, you know, and so addictive. I mean, I don't want to stop seeing that ending. You know, the moves that they do with their feet, with those boots that I love. Oh my god, I love that so much. And I don't know, I feel like this song is one of the greatest Precure songs ever. And the choreography is very good, and the images of the ending are great. I like the way they change the scenery a lot, and I don't know, I completely adore this ending. This is going to be my little thing, my little love, and I don't know, I love it. I already love it. There was another little thing that was amazing for me, Ichika's father. Come on, that dad is a daddy. Oh my god. And I hope that he appears a lot in this season. So yes, even though there are some bad points, there are some strange points, I think that KIRAKIRA Precure is going to be a very different experience for us Precure fans. And I think it's going to be good, actually. I mean, Even with so many things that struck me as strange in this first episode, I was able to enjoy it a lot. And it might turn out to be a great thing. And I think that the greatest thing about this season is going to be the writing. The writing in this first episode was amazing. I think that maybe the other characters will have this great level of writing. And if they do, well, I am gonna be hooked. Because I am very excited for more and more and more KIRAKIRA Precure. And I hope the fights get better. I hope that the fist fights come back one point or another. Maybe right in the middle of the season they notice that there is something lacking in the fights and they go back with it. Please, come on, Toy. You did it with 13 seasons and it worked. Why not now? Come on. Bring it back. So yeah, I'm very excited for another year with Precure, and I hope you guys are too. And let's enjoy this season together. Please share your views with me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.